Most buyers in Queensland are stuck playing a rigged game. If you've tried to buy on the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast recently, you know it's less of a property market and more of a contact sport. It's a game designed by real estate agents where the rule is simple. The highest bidder wins, but you're not going to play by their game. You're going to play by yours. Right now, in this market, it's common to be up against 5, 10, 15 other buyers in the same house. And there is no worse feeling than finding the perfect home, imagining your life there, and then losing it to somebody else by just a few $1,000s. I saw it happen just last week in Robina. A family lost their dream home by just $5,000 to an all-cash offer. But the winning offer wasn't the best one. And the worst part, you start to believe the lie. You think the only answer is a bigger deposit, a bigger loan, and more risk. That's a trap. Most buyers only know one strategy, the brute force method of just throwing more and more money at the property. But what if I told you there's a way to use a strategy to beat their brute force? A way to make the seller accept your lower offer over someone else's higher one. And the secret is not more money, it's your pre-approval. 99% of people use this as just a permission slip. But today I'm going to show you how to use it as a weapon. Stick with me because the third trick I'll reveal is the one that forces real estate agents to call you back personally, even when your offer isn't the highest. As a mortgage broker here on the Gold Coast, I've used this exact strategy to help my clients beat higher offers time and time again. And today, I'm showing you how. The first trick is what I like to call X-ray vision. Now, most buyers look at property and see their future home. A strategic buyer looks at this property and sees what the bank sees: risk. Before you get emotionally attached, you need to use your X-ray vision to do the bank's risk assessment for them. Here's how. First, check for hidden costs that can kill the deal. In parts of Queensland, there's a hidden cost called insurance. In a flood or cyclone zone, that can be over $11,000 a year. If it's uninsurable or costs are outrageous, the bank can kill the deal. Your pre-approval won't matter. Getting insurance quotes upfront is your first X-ray test. Second, you need to know about the lender's secret blacklist. Many banks are hesitant to finance certain types of properties, like apartments smaller than 50 square meters, which are common in some inner city Brisbane development. I've personally seen banks reject loans for stunning inner city Brisbane apartments purely because they were under 50 square meters, and the buyer never saw it coming. And the same goes for properties on unusually large land parcels. Find these blacklist properties first, and you avoid wasting weeks on a deal that the bank's going to kill anyway. You focus only on the properties you know you can get financed. This lets you move faster and more confidently than your competition. Okay, using X-ray vision to find the right properties is a powerful first step. But identifying the right property is useless if you can't get the money. And the next trick is a completely legal loophole that gets the government to help you, especially if you just got a pay rise that you think would disqualify you. This is the time travel trick. The federal government has a brilliant scheme called the First Home Guarantee that lets you buy with as little as a 5% deposit while avoiding lenders' mortgage insurance. The catch? It has strict income caps. $125,000 for singles, $200,000 for couples, based on your ATO notice of assessment or NOA. A brick wall, right? So what if you just got a pay rise that pushes you above the cap? Now this is where you can, in a sense, time travel. The eligibility for this scheme is based on your latest lodged notice of assessment. This trick is to apply for your place in the scheme using your NOA from a previous financial year when your income was lower. Once your spot is secured in the scheme based on your past income, you can then use your current higher income to get approved for a larger loan from the bank. You're essentially using your past self to unlock the scheme and your present self to unlock the finance. Now, this loophole is completely legal, but the government does review these schemes in the federal budget each year. With finances tightening, there's no guarantee this exact loophole will exist in 12 months. This isn't a long-term strategy, it's a short-term opportunity. You're basically becoming a time-traveling accountant to give yourself a massive financial edge. It's not science fiction, it's just smart finance. So, you've used your X-ray vision to find the perfect property, and you've time-traveled to unlock government support to fund it. You're at the finish line, but this is the exact moment when 90% of buyers fumble the ball because the final move isn't about getting the money, it's about getting the agent to choose your offer over a higher one. And this final trick is the knockout blow that makes it impossible for them to ignore you. This is the certainty trick. Every seller has one great fear, that the deal will fall through because the buyer finance fails. A standard contract often gives the buyer 14 to 21 days to get their finance approved. For the seller, that's up to 3 weeks of uncertainty where their property is off the market. But because you've done your homework, you have a rock solid, fully assessed pre-approval, you can turn this uncertainty into your greatest weapon. Instead of offering a 14 or 21 day finance clause, you can confidently propose a much shorter period, like 5 days or 7 days. I had clients offer 3 days for finance and we got it. Real estate agents and sellers are programmed to see risk everywhere. Your job is to look like the one offer that's a sure thing. To them, an offer that becomes unconditional in 7 days can be far more attractive than a slightly higher offer that carries 21 days of risk. You are selling them certainty, which is often far more valuable than those extra few $1,000s. You're not just selling a price, you're selling them a good night's sleep. This single tactic can vault your offer to the top of the pile, making you the clear winner even when you're not the highest bid. So, let's pull it all together. You're no longer just another buyer using the brute force method. You're a strategic player who can see what others can't with X-ray vision, who can bend the rules of time to unlock government support, and who can sell the one thing money can't buy: certainty. And that's how you win. So you have the weapons, you know the tactics, but a weapon is useless without a target. Then, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you want to map out a personalized strategy, then hit the link to book that free, no obligation strategy call with me. I can walk you through the numbers to best figure out the path forward for you. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, if you got this far, you're probably the first person. If you got any value from this, please hit that like and subscribe button. I have like 3 subscribers as of today, so if you want to become the 4th, that would make my day. Honestly, it would help out the channel a lot. That's what everyone says, so that's what I'm saying to you. Now, go out there, make a smart move.